Hey Menopause Warriors, it's Kate and welcome back to my channel where I share a weekly video with you every Monday about something related to menopause. Today I'm going to answer a question that I get asked a lot, and that is, am I ever going to feel better after menopause? Now, menopause, as we all know, is a significant change in a woman's life. It is fraught with various hormonal fluctuations, often life challenges. Menopause hits us at a time when we already feel like we're spinning so many plates, and it can actually feel really daunting. The majority of us have a real resistance to change in any case, and this is one of those changes I really encourage you to embrace. Firstly, we are here. We have made it this far, whereas a lot of women, younger women, have not made it this far. I think when we can have an attitude of positivity and an attitude of gratitude, it really does help create a strong foundation for you to then manage your symptoms more effectively. This is not to say that some of your symptoms might be vile. And if you struggle with mental health issues, if you struggle seriously with like a PMS, if you have had postnatal depression, if you have a history of struggling with your mental health in your family, you may have a greater propensity to needing extra therapeutic support during your journey. For the vast majority of us, we do not need that. And if you are one of those people, there is no shame in getting that support. Get that help. And if the support that you're getting is not adequate and is not ticking the boxes that you need it to tick, get a second opinion, get a third opinion. Just one thing I really want to underpin here is that traditional antidepressants, have been proven not to be effective for low mood disorders in the menopause. So if you're taking antidepressants, you're struggling with depression through the menopause, it's not having any effect on you, get back to your doctor, get second, third, fourth, fifth opinions. It doesn't matter. Your life is far more important than somebody maybe having got it wrong. So please, please, please just pursue that and make sure that you're getting the care that you need. But I want this to be more of a positive take on how you're going to feel after the menopause, because yes, it is a resounding yes that you will feel better. Now, people say to me, will I ever feel normal? Well, what defines normal? I see this as a real opportunity to embrace a different kind of life, and I'm going to go through it. I'm going to cover all the sort of various elements of it that I think are important to consider. There is no should you have HRT or should you not have HRT. If you're struggling with the lifestyle changes, if you've tried all the things that I suggest, and you're still struggling, HRT might be for you. Not everybody needs HRT. Not everybody wants to take HRT. Some people want to take it, but they can't take it. I chose the natural approach and it's worked really, really well for me. It also works really, really well for the ladies that I work with. And some of those also take HRT. So I'm not anti or for. I followed a natural lifestyle. I think we owe it to ourselves in order to support our lifestyles, regardless of whether we take HRT or not. They are all going to make your journey through life better. And that's why I'm such a passionate advocate of lifestyle techniques and changes. And this is one of those times in life, if you've not really allowed time for your self-care yet, now is the time to do it. So the first step, I think, that underpins everything is approaching menopause or your postmenopausal years with a positive mindset. We all have a choice as to how we show up every day. Even on those days when you're feeling low, I'm having one of those days today. I actually feel like bleh, but I'm choosing to do things which are going to help me manage the day more effectively. That is prioritizing healthy food and drink. I might have a glass of wine this evening. I'm going to get out into nature and just do those things that I know that support me. I've been tidying up a bit. My house has got quite cluttered. And so we all know the steps that we need to take to make us feel, to present in a better, more positive mindset. And it is so, so true that if we can show up daily with a positive mindset, even on the days we don't feel the best, because let's face it, the days when we don't feel the best, those are the ones that are really going to be the game changer for us. It's so easy when you wake up and rainbows and sparkles and the fairies are riding the unicorns and everything's beautiful and wonderful and you kind of just skip through the day. But it's those days when you wake up and you feel sludgy and for some reason you just don't feel very energized, for some reason you don't feel your brightest buttony self. And those are the days which are really going to make a big difference to how you show up consistently, because when you can deal with the more difficult, challenging days, the easier days are like a cinch. And it's creating that habit, it's creating that consistency of showing up in a way that supports you, rather than thinking, oh, I don't feel great, I'm just going to lie on the couch all day and watch television. Some days that might be just what you need to do. But I think for the vast majority of us, a day like that is an absolute rare treat. And for the majority of us, taking positive action, even if it's small little actions to push our day forward, is going to help support a more positive mindset. And if we go to bed knowing that we've done pretty much, we've done things that have helped maybe pull our day forward rather than push the day forward, that just sits well with you. I would also really encourage you to wake up with gratitude and go to bed with gratitude. When you wake up, maybe before you get out of bed, just give thanks for 3 things. When you go to bed, give thanks for 3 things. They've got to be different things. But when you can sort of sandwich your day with positive gratitude, it really does have a positive effect on how you manage the things that might be more challenging in the day. I would also encourage you to tune out the people who are out there being very negative. There's a lot of people who almost thrive on how badly they feel through the menopause. And I've had conversations with some of those people, and they are not willing to do just a few tiny things that could really lift their lives up out of the dirge. It's almost like they identify with being in that rut and that mire of, oh, woe is me, and oh my God, this has happened today. And would you really want to show up for life like that? So if you are following people that are really encouraging that, because they get great engagement, because there's a lot of people out there that like to moan. But if you're encouraging that negativity out there, I would say maybe if you want to live your life better through the menopause, I would say restrict the amount of time you look at those accounts. So I personally, I would block them. You mirror the sort of 5 or 6 most significant accounts or people in your life. If you're surrounded by people who are positive, who are go-getters, who take responsibility for their life, who, I just on an aside, one of the ladies in my body confidence community, she struggles. She's got serious health issues. She's had them for years. She will have them for years going forward. She's one of the most uplifting, positive people I've ever come across, because that's her choice to be. And she shows up every single day with a big smile. She's really supportive to everybody else. And she's great. If you say to her, yay, well done, you've achieved this and whoop whoop, and just like really, really laying it on thick, she doesn't just say, oh, well, I it's somebody else helped me, or she doesn't pass off the compliment to somebody else. She stands there and she says, thank you. Well, I want to show up every single day. My life is a blessing. Every single day I have the power to have a big smile, and I hope my big smile helps other people. And I absolutely adore her attitude. And that's something we should all aspire to. Accept the compliments, take them on board, and be the one with the smile out there. Smile at the strangers, even if they scowl back at you. I bet there's a little bit of you'll just help get in there. Be very aware of your mindset. I know I've spoken a lot about mindset, but it's something that's so key to my heart. I'm a qualified psychotherapist. Mindset. I'm a business mentor. Again, mindset. I'm a hypnotherapist. Again, mindset underpins everything. If you can elevate your mindset, and it might not be a simple walk in the park, it might be that you have to really practice hard, read books that are going to help lift your mindset, listen to podcasts that are going to help elevate you, find just a few key people that you think, yeah, I really like how they show up in life, and follow them and implement what they suggest, and get you have a huge toolkit with you. You can get out into nature. Being out in nature is going to help you so much. Read inspirational stuff. Surround yourself with people who are going to lift you up and not bring you down. Be very aware of your boundaries. Remember that whenever you say yes to something else, you're also saying no to something else. So make sure that you're getting your yeses aligned with what serves you best, so that you are making the time for your own self-care. And if you allow people to keep parasiting off you, and that's a very broad and very uncouth term, you know, your kids are not parasite, well, actually your kids probably are parasiting off you, but we love them, we're parents, that's what's supposed to happen to a degree. But you know, other people in your life, if they're parasiting off you, if you allow them to, they'll keep doing it. Some people thrive on it. Some people need to be the victim. And by you sort of dancing that dance with them, you're almost allowing them to be the victim as well. So be very mindful of your boundaries so that you take special care for yourself, because ultimately you've only got yourself to live in. You are in your head, you listen to your thoughts translate into the behaviors you take and the energy that you put out there. And you might think energy is a bit woo-woo. It is everything. Even rocks, massive rocks, they're vibrating at a certain level of energy. Everything is energy. And when you can lift your energy, you will attract more positive energy. It doesn't mean to say you can just sit there cross-legged all day and zen out about positive thoughts. You do have to take action. But when your mindset aligns with a higher level of activity that serves your purpose in life, it makes a massive, massive difference. Number 2 is self-discovery. Menopause offers you an opportunity for a real journey of self-discovery. You know, you're no longer burdened with periods, the concern of possibly falling pregnant any longer. You know, a lot of the women that I talk to, they feel more in touch with their own personal desires, their own passions. They've started to fulfill their own journeys, to seek out their own goals, to really question, well, actually, what do I want from life now? And it can really lead to a profound sense of well-being and also excitement for the future. So really make time to think about, you know, what do you want to achieve in life? What are your goals? Number 3 is menopause. I think is often synonymous with physical decline. And I really reject that, because there is so much that we can do to maintain our physical health. And through menopause, you know, whether you're perimenopausal, which is when your hormones are very erratic, or whether you're postmenopausal, so you've not had a period for over a year, this is a chance now to draw the line in the sand. If you have never even looked at an exercise routine and you're thinking, I have no idea how to start, I don't know what to do, message me because I will help you. But just know that there is so much that you can do. It doesn't have to mean that you pretty much die in a sweaty puddle each session that you do. It can be zero impact. I did a cardio session today, didn't leave the floor once. My heart was fluttering nicely. I felt well worked out. Yes, it was challenging, but it's challenging because I pushed within my own sort of envelope. There is so much available to you that is going to help with muscle tone, keep your bones nice and strong. I mean, it's you cannot dispute the effect that as our estrogen, or you cannot dispute the fact that as our estrogen levels fall, our cortisol levels rise, which means that our bones and our muscles, our connective tissue atrophies more quickly. It breaks down more quickly, which is why one day you might look in the mirror and think, oh, I'm not doing too badly today. And then the next you just think, my God, what happened overnight? You sort of aged 20 years. And all of a sudden you're finding, you know, it's either hairs around your lip or are they wrinkles? And then you think, well, which would I prefer? Whether I have a hairy lip or would I rather have the wrinkles? And, you know, that becomes like a daily thing. I know it does. I have exactly the same. My hair has thinned quite a lot on top, and yeah, there are days where I don't necessarily have the energy that I might have had in my younger years, but that is part of getting older too. We all slow down as we get older, whether you're a man, whether you're a woman. The aging process does mean that we slow down, but it doesn't mean to say that we give up, and it doesn't mean to say that we can't do things to help keep our energy levels high, to support our mental health, to make us feel really vibrant and sexy and confident. Just because, you know, you might not have the lovely sort of cherubic legs that you had when you were 6. You know, you can step into a more confident, more empowered sense of who you are. Number 4 is more emotional and mental well-being. We all know that periods, the week running up to a period, can be pretty erratic. You can feel pretty moody, you have cravings, you feel tired, you feel bleh. You know, you might have looked gorgeous the day before, and then all of a sudden your hormones have changed a bit and you just feel like you look like, I don't know, something really, really ugly. And you look the same, but inside you just feel completely different. An onlooker would say, I can't see any difference, but you just feel incredibly different. And the same thing happens as we go through the menopause. You know, our hormones, perimenopause, they're all up and down. And then as we go postmenopause, they all tend to settle. And postmenopause is an easier session than the perimenopause. Perimenopause can be quite erratic. But I think you'll find also that if you chat well with your friends, and with social media too, I mean, there's so many of us out here now talking positively about what we can do through the menopause. It doesn't have to be a really difficult, horrible time. Yes, there will be days when you don't feel your best, but that happens through life anyway. That's not menopause's fault. That's just what happens with life. Hormones can exacerbate a low mood. They can make you more irritable through perimenopause. You can have some volcanic outbursts. But when you are like, you've got a good group of friends going through the same situation, same experience, allow yourselves to be really open about it. Don't feel like you've got to hide the sort of maybe darker side of your character, because we're all going through the same stuff. You know, we all can be more ratty. Just acknowledge you're more ratty. Tell your family, tell your loved ones that I feel really irritable today. I'm trying not to be, but just watch out, please. You know, I'm just feeling ratty. I'm not necessarily myself, and hopefully they'll be supportive for you. And if they're not, well, maybe change. Maybe you don't have to stick with an unfulfilling relationship. Not suggesting that you run out and say, right, that's it, we've had an argument, I'm packed my bags. But you know, do think about it long term. Are you in a relationship that is providing security, mental, physical security to your sense of self, to your relationship between the two of you? If it's not, well, again, menopause, midlife can be a really empowering time to think, tying into your goals, your own journey. What do you want to achieve? You don't have to stay stuck in an unfulfilling relationship. And I talk to a lot of women who do stay stuck, and they stay stuck because they're lacking the confidence to be alone or to be single. And they're lacking the confidence because of the financial security. That's going to be my next point. But there are always things that you can do. Being single is one of the best things I've been single for years. And yes, I am quite an independent soul. Doesn't mean to say I've always been independent. I've sort of moved into this life because I've had to. You have to survive. You can't just roll up in a ball. And actually, I'm really, really happy. I've had to survive. I've learned all sorts of different things, how to do chainsaws, how to roof a shed, how to do, you know, pretty much, there is nothing I don't think that I can't do except for be an astronaut. I need a rocket for a start off. But there is, most of us can achieve so much more than we allow ourselves to achieve. And yes, it does involve change. And yes, it does involve growth and looking on YouTube, how to do, I mean, YouTube's a great resource. But just sort of coming back to the seriousness of an unfulfilling and possibly a relationship that actually might be detrimental to your emotional health. If you're stuck in that, just know that going it alone can be really, really liberating. Once you free yourself from the negativity of not such a healthy relationship, there's a world of people out there. You may meet the one that is your perfect soulmate that you were always supposed to meet. You're learning your lessons along the way. There is not failure, it's just data. And from data we can learn. And I really want you to embrace that, in case you're one of those people stuck in a relationship that you might have been mulling it over for the last few years and it's still not got any better. maybe let menopause be your catalyst for change. Let it be the time that you draw that line in the sand. You work out what do you want to achieve from life? What are your goals? Make sure you're supporting your mental and your physical health, because a strong body gives you a strong mind, and vice versa. Is your relationship fulfilling and supportive? And if it's not, how can you change it? Not necessarily blaming the other person. You know, it takes two to make a relationship work. Are there things that you could do to improve your relationship? They do take work. I have chosen the single life. If I met Mr. Right, that would be beautiful. That would be lovely. I've not met Mr. Right yet, and I'm not really out looking for Mr. Right. So if it ever happens, that'd be great. But if it doesn't, it doesn't matter. My next point is empowering financial independence, which sort of ties into the previous point. But this is a time of your life where you're probably becoming an empty nester. You can really focus on what you want to achieve from life. You may have more spare time. You might want to change your relationship. You might think, okay, I've been scrabbling for money all my life. I don't want to scrabble anymore. I want to make some significant income. There are so many opportunities out there for you. There are lots of us running small businesses from home. Small business doesn't necessarily mean small income. You might just want to earn enough to pay for the family holiday. You might want to earn a significant income. So if you want to tie in earning an income with a healthy lifestyle, again, I will drop a link at the bottom of this. Message me. That is something I mentor women to do. Finally, it's connection with nature. One of the most simple things. We all know how much nature benefits us. If you just sit outside for 15 minutes a day with a cup of coffee, maybe do your gratitude outside, that is going to benefit your mental health so much. Principally because of the ultraviolet. We need ultraviolet in order to help boost our vitamin D levels, which has such a profound impact on our immune system, our mental health, our energetic health. So really be conscientious about getting into nature every single day. If you love gardening, you know what I'm talking about, because there is nothing, I think it's just so rewarding to be out there growing vegetables, growing plants, tending a garden. It just helps you connect to the really important things in life. We are so bamboozled with gadgets, gizmos, electrical things. Just get back to source. Allow yourself to really embrace nature. Listen to the wind rustling the leaves in the trees. Look at the stars on the clear nights. Look at the clouds scooting across the sky. Do a time lapse on your phone. It's amazing when you do. I just love doing. The amount of cloud time lapses I have on my phone is just ridiculous. And all of them, I'm going, it's so beautiful, but I love it. You know, look at the birds, really notice the birds, try and work out, what do the chaffinches sound like, what do the blue tits sound like, what we all know what magpies sound like, but you know, what do the smaller the songbirds sound like? How do you spot a robin? What does the blackbird sound like? You can get so much joy just by tuning into nature. We're surrounded by it all the time, and how often do we notice it? So get really good at just observing nature around you and really becoming an active participant on your lawn. If you have a lawn, how many different types of grass have you got? What weeds are coming through? Do the weeds have flowers? There is so much that we can do to connect back to source, which will give you a really strong foundation on just how you show up in life. So in answer to the question, will you ever feel better after menopause? The answer is a resounding yes. And it's down to us, me, you, to make sure that that happens. When we approach menopause or our menopausal years, because they can go on quite a few years, with a positive mindset, with gratitude, with that understanding that we have so much power at our fingertips, it gives us that sense of self-empowerment. It helps us build community. You might make some of your dearest friends during this time of the life. You know, we can share the experiences and the wisdom that we've gained over the years, and we can stand really proud in the things that we've learned over the years. People hide their scars. It's just like, your scars are, in my mind, I think scars are an immense badge of honor. They help to strengthen who we are, and we should be really proud of them. So I really want you to just understand how much strength you can take from your menopausal journey. I want to remind you again that there are so many that have gone before us that have not made it this far. And that is just heartbreaking. So we are the ones that can carry the banner. We're incredibly lucky, the fact that female empowerment has enabled us to live a life that is much freer than it used to be for vast populations of the world. It's still not quite so easy in some areas. Let's hope that the more we talk, the more we support each other, that the areas of the world that are still oppressed find freedom and liberation for women's self-expression there too. There's still a long way to go. We still are not paid in a lot of instances. Women don't get paid the same amount of men, and it still beggars belief that still happens. But we're getting there. And when we can all pull together, when we can all share our experiences, our learnings, there is so much that we can do. I think we have to understand that there will always be the weirdos out there. There will always be the people that relish the negativity. But on the whole, there is so much that we can do. And when we stick together and when we support each other, we become a really, really formidable, powerful force. And that powerful force can send out positive ripples to those that might need it most. So if you found this helpful, please give it a thumbs up. If you've not yet subscribed to my channel, please make sure you do so that you don't miss a future episode. If there's anything you'd like me to cover in a future episode, please just send me a message. I'd be more than happy to do that. If you're watching this on YouTube, follow me on Instagram. I'm at Kate Hartley UK, and on Facebook at Kate Hartley UK. If you're watching this on social media, you're already there. I can't share links on social media like I can on YouTube. So if you wanted to learn more about creating an income from home or prioritizing your health and wellness, just take a look at the link in my bio, and that will point you to the various bits of information that might help support you. There's a load of free resources in there as well. So head down to the free resources folder. You click away to your heart's content. There's all sorts of stuff that might be advantageous to you. So thank you for your company, and make it a great week, and I will talk to you again soon.